we are going to see how we can convert our JPA code base into JDBC code base. Yesterday we have written the JPA layer in which we are accessing the JDBC, means internally we are not seeing it, and accessing our database, which is our Postgres database. But today we will remove all the JPA layers. We will go through this path only: JDBC, JDBC to register database. We will see how can create a connection, how can we can prepare the statement and just execute them. So let's jump to the code directly and see how we can do it. So here is our code base. You can see we have the user repository JPA, and we are extending the JPA repository. So what we are going to do, we are going to have another class which we call user repository. User repository, instead of JPA we will call JDBC. Okay. So let's use some annotation, like it is a service, like we will use it like a service. Service, this is Spring Boot actually, you can ignore it for now. uh, uh, yes. And now what we can have, like, what are the things that we need. First of all, we need the data source. So what are the data source which we are using? If you remember, like, we have some properties here, source properties, and what are the means URL, username, whatever, means these are the multiple things that we have initiated. So we need to initiate the data source in our JDBC class also. So let's initialize this JDBC, means sorry, data source. Let private final data source. I hope it will, yeah, it is coming, data source. Okay, we have the data source. What it is saying, okay, it is private, it needs to be in the, like, constructor. So let's add the constructor. Use the auto wire, so we need, it will be first automatically. So yeah, now we need the two methods. First of all, get users. Second one is add users. These are the two methods that we are supporting currently. If you see the controller, get all users, add users. So we will support these two methods in our JDBC class. So let's initialize the get user first. Get users. Okay. What's it is saying? Import. Okay. Okay. So first of all, we need to be sure which SQL query which we are going to run. So let's initialize SQL query. Okay. So this is just a generic query that we have seen already. Select whatever the fields we need ID. If you go into the user class, it is ID, it is name, it is email. Okay. So we will call ID, name, email from users. This is our table name. Now what we will do, we will create a connection. Okay. Connection is equal to new connection, or we can get it from the data source actually. Means data source, I guess, yeah, in the data source we have the connection. So what it is saying, connection, yeah, okay. So it is coming, what it is saying, exception. Yeah, we need to add the exception also, like it throws the SQL exception, so we can have the catch block exception, and we can have this exception here. Throw new, yeah, works. So we have the connection. Now what we can do, the second step that I told you, first make the connection, second prepare the statement. So we already have the SQL query, so it is like easy for us. We can define the prepare statement. Prepare statement is equal to connection. Yeah, connection. In the connection we have the prepare statement, I guess. Yeah, in the SQL query we can provide the SQL query, I guess, yeah. So we have the first connection making, second prepare statement. Now what we can do, we can execute the query. Okay. So we can just say we can take the result in the result set. Yeah, it is available. Result set is equal to this one. Statement, prepare statement we have. We can execute query. Okay. Now we have executed the query. We have the values in the result set, and what we can do, we can just iterate all the results that we have. So we can say list users is equal to new array list. We can have the list. Now iterate it until result set is the iterator actually. It provides, like, it is an interface. If you I will show you, and it provides some methods. Result set, it provides the next method, provide multiple methods, next, close. So we can multiple methods it provides which we can use. Currently we need the next iterator, next method only, because we want all the values that are present inside the result set. So we can say user is equal to new user, and in the new user we can have result sort that, yeah, get long. We have like the field name get long with id. It should present result set dot get string. It is there. We need the name. What else we need? Result set that get string. We need the email also. Okay, so this should be enough, I guess. Yeah. We have the user. Now we will append it to the users array. User that add user. Okay, now we have the user. We have the users array. We will just return it like here. We are done. So this is our what is the issue? Okay, fine. We can define it like this. Yeah, so we have written the users array. Now we have like all this method like get users. Now the second method that we have discussed, let's understand means what this method is doing. I will go through the code base again. We are creating the SQL query. We are creating a connection. Data source is the means our data pool. We are getting a connection, new connection from the data source. We are preparing the statement. As we have already prepared the SQL query, we just call connection or prepare statement. We pass the SQL query. This will prepare our statement. Then what we are doing, we are just going means executing this statement, and then we have the result set which have the results means all the users. Now we are iterating through all the means all the users that we got in the result, then we are returning it. So it is quite simple. The second method which we are discussing, it is very simple, like it is much simpler than this. We will say add user. Okay, and we need to take the user class means user object what it is coming, and we need to prepare again, we need to prepare the SQL query. So it is like SQL query. We can just say insert query. We need means if we are adding the user, insert into users. Okay, what are the fields that we are inserting? Name and email, because the id field is auto generated. We don't need to pass it. Okay, insert user email. Values we don't know which we are coming. Yeah, we can have it like question mark and again question mark. Yeah, I guess that is enough. Okay, this should be enough, I guess. We have the SQL query. Now the same thing. Get the connection first. Connection is equal to, we have the data source dot get connection. We got the connection. It will say means throw the exception. Okay, we will throw the exception. Okay, man. Okay, we will throw the exception. It is happy. No, not happy. Okay, we have the connection. Then from the connection we will prepare the statement. Prepare statement is equal to connection dot prepare statement. Then we will put the SQL query. We have the SQL. Okay, we have the prepare statement. We just, what we need to do now, one thing, we haven't passed the name and email. So what we will do, we will call prepare statement dot set. I think it should be present. Set string. Yeah, it is present. So first of all we will pass the first value which is the name. We will get it from here, user dot name. Prepare statement dot set string. Again the second parameter which is like user dot get email. If you see that parameter index, it is already also mentioned in the editor also. Okay, then what we will do, we just execute them. So we have the prepare statement, then update query, execute update. Yes. So if you see, it means you are saying this is, we are updating, but it should be like it is the insert. But if you see its definition, it is, if you go and see the definition, it is used for insert, update, delete, all these things. All the details queries but we executed can be executed by execute update. So this is what we have done actually. This is done, all things are done. Means let's go to the user controller class. Here we have initiated already user repository JPA. We need to replace it with the JDBC class that we just prepared. Auto private user repository JDBC, and we just initialize it. Now we will use it. Uh, so we have explored other methods only, like we have only two methods, get users and add user. So we will use those methods, get users. Here we will use add user. Okay, so we have defined both of these methods, and we have done almost everything. Now let's run it and see how it is working or not. Have one clean install. uh, Here we are building. uh, I'm hoping it will build successfully. Yes, yes. Okay, this built it successfully. Now we can run it. Maven, Spring Boot, I guess. Run. Okay, it is started. You can see 8080 the server started. Let me check, means if the get API is working or not, post API is not working or not. So we will see code piper JDBC, and the same we will do here. We will say JDBC only, JDBC at the gmail.com. Let's post the user. Okay, it is working. One is showing that the user inserted, one row is affected. Now we will get the users. You can see this is here. So this is what we will learn in the JDBC. We have seen how to make a connection. We have seen how to prepare the statement. We have seen how to run the SQL native SQL queries on JDBC with the help of JDBC. And now in the next lecture we will go into depth how the connection making is happening and how the connection pool is happening. Connection pool is one of the topic that I want to touch upon in this series. Okay, bye guys, take care.